And here they are, our duelists are ready.
Nice handshake again.
Yeah, nice handshake. Dimitris was actually my round 1 opponent back at Greek Nationals when I played. He was such a fun guy, and yeah.
He's half Italian too.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked because he started talking to me in Italian, and I'm like, "What? Did I rolled in the wrong national?" But yeah, it's okay. It's a strong start once again. Ash on the bonfire will be summoned back.
Again, the same logic as we said before.
Yes.
That he's probably doesn't have as the normal summon monster.
Mm-mm. And Poplar coming down. Actually going for the temple. Okay.
He probably already has original because it's a very strong card in the Farking build.
And that's exactly what he goes for. Obviously, the big difference between the regular deck is the Feel Spell game. You need to play a little bit around with the Temple and the Fire King Island being there. But the great news again is that the extra deck option are untouched. It didn't really used to play with Savage or Baron even before the latest list. So.
And he has wanted.
Yeah.
That's why he chooses to add Temple with Poplar.
Great start. Do you think he's aware of Dimitri's deck that he's on Yubel?
I believe not, because Dimitris was and Yanis is not from the same town, so I believe that they probably don't know what each other were playing before the match started.
So yeah, I would expect a huge shock once he sees the cars and
the only difference that the Forbidden Unlimited is make is that instead of a Linkuribo there is an Anima in the parking build.
But yeah, this is pretty much what we have seen for now. Obviously, he has not accessed the Fire King part of the deck yet. We might do it with the original. But yeah, you can do a lot, and the main difference is also that you get even more grinding with setting up your graveyard with the Garunix, a lot of recursion effects. Okay. Yeah, as you can see here, obviously he needs to set not at to end. At the end, I think he has Nibiru as well. So.
As we said in the previous rounds, Nibiru and Snake Eye board is very scary.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's see if he now goes for the Ponix and access the Fire King engine. He's running a very low package, I can tell you that much. He's pretty much playing all one-offs, just.
Even Kirin?
Kirin is the only, no, 2 offs, not 3. Only 2 Kirins, and yeah, the rest is all one-offs, yeah. So, very lean, but no, changes his mind at the very last second and prevents, keep the information, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, I guess he has the merit for now.
I think he chooses to go for us instead of Ponix because it helps him play better around Nib, since the Temple will still be on field, and if he gets Nibiru, he can summon Oak.
Yeah.
I believe it was a smart choice from Yanis.
No, I guess it does make sense. We mentioned it, like the field spell game is all the difference of the build. So, I mean, Divine Temple is a really good card. So, getting rid of it, it's not that light decision. And yeah, he goes for the Poplar.
Poplar has been normal summon, so he can use his effect to special summon himself.
And he also has an Ash, I think, so really good. And
he has 2 options here. Either go for Hita to Selene into Appaloosa, and then uses Ash effect to special summon, or bring Flamberts.
And yeah, that's what he goes for. So once again, this Ash Blossom changing, switching sides. And, oh really, there is a response here? No, no way. He's playing Ghost Ogre, Dimitris. So maybe that is one of the cards that he could use, but it's definitely not an app you... And yeah, that's what it is.
Personally, I like to keep the Kostogre for a Snake Eye matchup, either for Failspell or for Mascarena or Appaloosa later. But at this scenario, I believe that it was the correct choice
Yeah,
to use it, since Poplar has already been summoned.
exactly. So now he gets to add a card, and he could go for the Fire King cards. Another option to access them through the ETA. And yeah, he's considering the Ponyx, and he does go for Ponyx, which, yeah, you can see Dimitris up until this point, he had no way of knowing that that was part of the deck. But and now what's happening is exactly he's asking for clarification.
I think that Yannis tried to summon Ponyx, but he didn't know that it cannot be summoned because Ponyx lets you summon itself if a fire is
Yeah.
destroyed.
But it was in a way previous interaction, we could say. So it might be done.
And I think that Dimitris is explaining
Yeah.
to him right now.
And yeah, his full end is just Ashney, Biru, and Ponyx. And yeah, it's not the easiest of spots at the moment. Seems like, yeah, it's gonna check and probably go for a draw. And that's it. Yeah, that's all he has. So it all comes down to this one draw, and if he doesn't pick up something good, this might be the end of his turn.
He just needs a keyring because it will help him a lot here, since he can spell summon Flamberge and destroy it with keyring.
And he gets the wanted, I think.
Yes, it is a wanted.
Okay. But you already used it, so yeah. I guess it still has access to the Ash. Okay, and he does go for the final push, having not picked up a relevant option. Finally accessing this Flamberge.
He's considering to place with Flamberge monster in the back row.
Or is it a bonfire? No, maybe it's a bonfire. No, it's it. Yep. Seems like he's done. And so now play is back to Dimitris, and now we want to see some Yubel action.
I see he has, I think, Yubel and a droplet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, could be the case. As mentioned, Nightmare Throne, really the card that you want to pick up from Legacy of Destruction. That would be amazing here. But yeah, it's definitely a droplet. Okay, and he has, yeah, one more card, and as expected, his opponent is gonna go and read it. Is the Gruesome Grave Squimer. And yeah, it actually accesses quite a bit. We can see whether he goes for an extender to special summon. Basically, he can try to get rid of it and then special summon the Yubel from hand. But obviously, first, we are going to see the temple from his opponent. Basically, yeah, building a wall and trying to set up some resources. Still a lot of interruption in his hand. I can't quite tell the last spell in his hand. Could it be maybe a Nightmare Spain. I don't know. Let's see. Because here we could see the droplet as well. And he does.
And he
So
can send
Yubel is gone. Wow. And we are in.
smart moves in Gruesome, can
Yeah,
special
can
summon from
get
graveyard
it back.
also.
2024 Yubel Frio. Great. Love to see it. And yeah, this is just gonna stop some advantage for next turn from Yanis.
And this is what I love with the new sets, that can give support to
Yeah,
all decks and all strategies.
absolutely. And it's working out, honestly. Frio is no joke in this field, and let's see if he can keep this up. As you can see, he has some interesting options in the extra deck.
He will probably go for an Anima.
Okay, also has the Almirage.
Or an
Just as-
Albras.
yeah. Okay, and this is exactly what's going to happen. We see the first Yubel of the match. Let's see if it goes through. Yes. So Yubel hits the field.
It's an amazing moment.
Yeah, it is. It is, honestly. Love to see it. And won't stay there for too long. Because he's gonna use it to get rid of the Flamberge. And up until now, there is not much that his opponent can do to stop this. He's gonna taking the slower approach, Dimitris. And the last card in his hand.
So he's probably try for a Typhoon.
And that's it. So one face down, Typhon. And Pelé is back to his opponent. He only summoned 4 times this turn, I believe. Yeah. And now let's see what he picks up. He was holding Ash and Nibiru, which surprisingly he never got a chance to use. And from good cards, they turned into liabilities.
It's very interesting that there's no window for us.
Yeah, exactly. And he picks up, I
Bonfire.
think, yeah, the Fire King Sanctuary, maybe. I don't know.
No, I think that his hand is Wanted and Bonfire. He already had Wanted, so...
No, I
you're
think, yeah,
correct. Yeah, it's the Sanctuary.
It's the Sanctuary. So probably he had the Wanted and he picked up, yeah, he top decked. No, it was with Bonfire, okay. So it's Bonfire and Sanctuary, yeah. Yeah, a lot of gas going on, but he needs to get rid of this annoying Typhoon. Gotta make sure to read the Yubel just in case.
As we saw before, all
yeah,
cards have very
exactly.
tricky effects.
You never know. But yeah, the advantage is over the roof. Obviously not too familiar with the deck, but I mean, sometimes when you're familiar with yours, all it takes is just you know, confidence, doing what you're used to just do.
I believe Giannis is in a very good spot now. He can just push with his Snake Eye, and he just have his
Yeah,
Fire King for follow-up.
he's just playing it safe, and right now
We'll
still
probably discard any Nibiru, targeting the set.
Mhm,
Yes.
makes sense. There is not too much that could be. Let's take a look what Dimitris tries to do. Allows it, and it was a second droplet. Okay, kind of an unfortunate one. Obviously not able to just use it here. And yeah, now Yanis is pretty happy about the situation. Reveals the Fire King Sanctuary.
And he can just push a lot.
Yeah, he can do a lot.
He can destroy Typhon with Kirin.
So his hand is Ash, Ponix, and as you can see here, yeah, it has been a while. We haven't seen at all the Fire King deck yet, but yeah, I
Karunix can
think
activate his
Dimitris has seen enough. So
Yeah.
he picks up his cards, and it is Yanis with this Fire King Snake Eye deck that takes game one. Well played. Obviously, was caught a little off guard by the Yubel cards, but Dimitris kind of drew an underwhelming opening with double droplet, no real way of abusing it, and at the end, unfortunately, that was too much. But now he gets to go first, and that is where I'm excited to see some of these cards in action. And you were telling me that the deck can resembles the Unchained,
Unchained, yes.
right? And it also is
Definitely.
playing quite a few Unchained cards.
I'm curious to see if he is running 3 skill drain in his side deck.
Yes.
I want to see if he will choose to use it against the Fire King deck.
Yeah, I mean, against Snake Eyes, Skill Drain is obviously an amazing card. The Fire King is slightly different, but I mean,
You still
yeah,
choose it
you
to
still
use.
probably expect them. But once again, the same topic that we have mentioned for the previous round. The real surprise factor is on Yanis, who doesn't probably know what to do. I would expect him probably to side out these Nibirus just because they were ineffective in this game. And maybe sides card. I mean, if he knows exactly, he could side the Feather Duster, Cosmic Cyclone against the deck, but what do you think?
He also cites the new a new Snake Eye card that is not very popular.
Yeah, which
The
is the
Subversion,
Subverge.
which is very good going second.
Absolutely, very
And
interesting.
it's an interesting choice, and I want to see if he will choose to side it going second against Yubel.
Yeah, I mean, once again, though, we'll see. They both have really good chances of advancing to an undefeated record in round 4. It seems like they are ready, and obviously Dimitris had to bring the the sleeves fitting with the deck, with the Yubel on them as well. So just going all in, not afraid of revealing information.
And it's a nice way to show what you're playing, but I
Exactly.
don't think that people will
No,
get it.
no way. I would not assume so. And even if they did, they probably wouldn't know what you're about to do. But now they drew their hands. Let's see if he picks up anything useful. Okay, and this is a great opener. We were used to seeing this card more often in Sprite, I want to say. It was used as a, kind of way to access the Sprite engine alone. A niche, I guess, copy. But in this deck, it's where it's supposed to be. And let's take a look.
If I was Dimitris, I would be very happy if my opponent just reading my cards.
Absolutely.
As we said before with George.
And we see the Veiler, okay. I mean, once again, it seems like one of those Veilers where you just throw and hope that that's enough. And once again, we see, just like in game 1, the Grave Squirmer. So,
This time there was an extender.
yeah.
It was a normal summon.
Definitely better, and this not only gives him access to a Link summon, but then you have the option of just banishing it from the grave as an additional extender.
As we said before, it is very familiar to Unchained.
Yeah.
One reason more.
Is there another response? Obviously Unchained, another deck that had dominated for a few months.
And he just summoned an Unchained Link.
Yes, and this will get resolved. He has a couple of targets. He might get to the, let's say. Can't quite tell. It's probably the one Sharvara.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And he does have Yubel, I think, in the end. Yeah, so that's great. He's gonna discard one of the Yubel cards, and then let's see if he can extend with the Squirmer. So yep, Spirit of Yubel.
With an amazing effect if it gets destroyed.
Yeah, but now he's also getting to set one spell and trap mentioning Yubel from the deck when Spirit is special summoned. And yeah, it's Nightmare Pain. So interesting setup here. Basically, you can use the Nightmare Pain to just destroy one of your cards and access a Yubel or a card that mentions it, and this is exactly what he's gonna go for, it seems. If there is no response, yep. So as you mentioned, he's gonna use both the effect of the Spirit of the Yubel when destroyed, and he's gonna add the one copy of Eternal Favorite, I believe. Yeah.
One interesting card that we should mention is that Hens has drawn a Cosmic Cyclone, which is very interesting.
Yeah. And it would
So
be pretty useful because now we get to see Yubel once again, thanks to the Nightmare Pain. And obviously his opponent is now reading the card. Usually the way that you can use it is to access a Fusion Masters during your opponent's turn. But he's not done at all. Now he's gonna use, as mentioned, the Squirmer as an extender and bring back Spirit of Yubel.
And I think that we can see now the true power of the Yubel deck because in the previous game Dimitris had a good opener,
Yeah.
but now he can extend a lot.
And obviously his opponent is asking a little bit of effects. Now we're gonna see the Sharvara coming down. And yeah, it's very interesting synergy, I would say. Because it's also not once per turn, the effect is to get another Yubel. And now we get two Yubel on the field. Wow.
I would never expect that.
No, not at all. Walking into this event, absolutely not. But I'm down for it. So now we get to see again a part of the old Unchained strategy. Yeah. And this is the one-off copy of the Escape that he's playing in the deck. Seems pretty smooth, honestly. I like it. Yeah. And
An XC summon.
wow, Shu Yubels. Crazy stuff. Okay. Now we are gonna go for an X, Y, Z.
So I think that Dimitris just ended his turn. And
yeah, just
now,
made the Varudas.
and now probably passed back to Giannis.
And what an opener, honestly.
And Giannis, I think he has Ash and he normal summon. And I think I see a Garunix in his hand. And of course the Cosmic Cyclone that it may be very powerful in the correct time.
Yeah, it could be, but I mean, the Varudas alone is very annoying. Basically, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can not only negate it, but then destroy a card on the field. So it basically has you for one.
And I think Giannis is not familiar with it.
No, I
because
don't.
He just reads it.
Don't blame him, but yeah, it's a really strong card.
An amazing effect. And as we said, with the Herald of the Orange Light, negation and distraction is very good against
Absolutely.
Snake Eyes.
And yeah, it seems like this is exactly what's going on. He negated the Ash and then he destroyed it, preventing, the Poplar most likely. But the difference, as we can see here, is that Giannis is using Fire King cards. Was there a Garunix?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that's a great one because it's a one-off in the deck. So like drawing it is so.
Unfortunately, on his own, he cannot do much because
yeah,
you can destroy Kirin, but if you don't have another Farking to be special summoned. At this point, I believe that Yannis is just baiting an interruption.
Yeah, I mean,
Dimitris,
allows him.
yeah, he understands that if he doesn't have another Farking, the distraction, it won't be impactful.
Yeah, it won't be that relevant, yeah. And yeah, he's still holding the Eternal Favorite plus the Escape of the Unchained, so quite a bit of interruptions from Dimitris if he needs to.
He can probably destroy Onyx just to have 2 level 1 fire on graveyard, just in case that.
Okay.
Or an Arvata that he can bring back with Princess.
Yeah, it's the one copy of Arvata, and
The third card in Iran is in permanence, if not mistaken.
Can't quite tell, but it might be. So let's see. Seems like he's considering his options. Dimitris
will probably try to link summon.
Yeah. Gonna check his own Eternal Favorite. And he goes for the Eternal Favorite, which can be met by the Cosmic Cyclone here. So if you use the Eternal Favorite, you can go either for, as mentioned, the Fusion Summon or...
you need Yubel in order to Fusion Summon.
Exactly. So in this case, he's gonna go for just special summoning either the Spirit... so let's see.
He will activate Cosmic Cyclone on the Eternal Favorite.
Yeah, and now his opponent is gonna think about a response. Good call, honestly, deciding the Cosmic. As you mentioned, it wasn't obvious since game 1 didn't really show much from it. But now as a response, we are gonna use the Escape of the Unchained. And yeah, I think that's it. Wow. So Dimitris manages to win this game right away, and even the scores 1-1. So Yubel, the hero of the people, is making it. So we are gonna see a game 3, and yeah, it's just one game away from being potentially 4-0 with such a unique strategy. Great stuff. We didn't see skill drain. So we're probably not going to see it now that he goes second. But what do you think he might bring in for this matchup in this top?
He can use the Triple Dax Thrust for searching cards like Talent, because it's very good in the Farking matchup, since probably they will just enter on board with Arvata and Apollousa. So you can just Talent and take one of those monsters.
Yeah, makes sense. On the other hand, we have seen Yannis adapt and rightfully side the Cosmics for going second. Now that he goes first, obviously, I mean, he's going to try to just combo and do what he does, but maybe he still keeps some of these copies of Cosmic.
I believe Cosmic Cyclone is very good going first against Yubel, I mean, as I understand.
There is a lot of continuous spells. We still haven't seen the Nightmare Throne, but that's another, amazing continuous spell. So I think if he keeps those in, they are gonna be really, really strong. And outside of that, I would say he can keep just his main deck as it is. But 3 Cosmics are really good. So let's see. I mean, it all comes down to this one game, and it's a deciding one to advance 4-0 with a chance to claim the trophy.
And of course, he can also manage to use some bestials, even though going first, because as we see in the previous games, he can hit the Yubel in the graveyard.
They would be amazing, both against the Spirit, the Yubel, potentially if they don't have access to anything else, even the Squimmer, which they can use.
And the
So
gruesome, of
yeah,
course.
so a lot of potential targets, and let's see again though. The pressure will obviously be on Dimitris as he is going second. As you can see, nice miles on both faces, nice sportsmanship, but now one more game to find out the winner of round 4.
And again, 15 minutes for game 3.
Yeah. Wanted the great way to start things off. Can use it in the draw phase to play around roll, just in case. And the rest of the end, okay. No, we're gonna start with the dive star. And the last one of Garunix again in the end. So stick like glue.
And he says wanted because he already has the
I
original.
guess so.
And he has, I think, Ascent Talent in his hand.
Yeah. Is there a response? No. This is
Okay.
big. Could have been devastating, maybe. And now Dimitris is thinking, but no.
Dimitris, I think, he has in his hand a Cosmic Cyclone, which is very huge
Okay.
against a Farking deck. However, I don't think that Giannis will manage to access his Farkings.
No, I agree. Maybe he doesn't really
Since
care.
he already used original.
Yeah. And indeed he goes and grab the Divine Temple. And, I think there is an Ibiru though. Most likely. We'll see, but at the moment Dimitris has allowed his opponent to just keep on playing. And yeah, he goes and activate the temple. Makes sense.
He will place the Oak and probably use as an Oak for a Flambert.
Does he have 1-for-1 again? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, as you were mentioning, this is stuff that we already have seen plenty of time. We can access the Flambers. The main difference, I guess, also with the decks we have seen is that he's only playing one copy of the Flamberge,
Yeah.
as he's using the Fire King engine. So the combo changes a little bit just based on that. But
I'm curious to see the play that Giannis will make and what combo he chooses to go now. Exactly because he's only running one Flambert, so the standard Snake Eye combo is not that linear. Chain blocking the Flambers for Bell.
oh yeah, absolutely smooth play, and it will be down.
And also a way to play around Nibiru.
Exactly, because that's the main issue at the moment. Okay. Gets the Poplar back. Interesting. And now, do we see the Nibiru? Do we wait? It's kind of unfortunate. I think because he picked up. Yeah, he picked up the one escape. But for now,
If he has Nibiru, I think that that's the time to use it.
yeah.
Okay. So maybe it wasn't another card.
I don't know. Pretty sure, but we'll see. He's just slow rolling it, maybe. And might get punished for it. Now we see the amphibious coming down.
A card that Farking loves to use it.
And obviously we get a draw. Could be a big one.
Yes, it was a big one.
Wow. Yeah. Indeed, it was. And now plays back to Dimitris.
Dimitri has a very good play that if his opponent doesn't play around, he can punish Giannis with. He has a Cosmic Cyclone, so if he use Flambers on standby to play around talent, he can just chain it.
Okay, but we do go instead for a normal summon. Yeah, the Dark Beggarning Beast. And we are gonna use both the Divine Temple, it seems. Is there gonna be a Cosmic? There is a Chain to the Masquerena.
But Giannis playing around
Yeah,
very well and
absolutely.
gets rewarded for that.
Well played by Yannis, indeed. And now the question is he gonna try to preventively stop Dimitris or wait?
Another interesting effect of Darkbane Beast is that it gives him an additional normal summon for one field monster with 0 attack and
Yeah,
defense.
and there comes, obviously, as mentioned, the opening. But he's considering using an Ash Blossom on this, and he does. So Ash Blossom coming down to stop the search from the opening of the Spirit Gates.
I think probably due to game 1 that he never managed to
Yeah,
use the Ash at all.
makes sense. But now we can access our extra deck either for an Almirage. Yeah, makes sense. A little bit of a protection effect if needed. And now there is a response because he's probably thinking about. He saw the Typhon as well. He saw a lot of options that are there, but goes for the SP and then. Yeah, gonna banish the SP, bring back Chu.
Probably because he wants to play around the protection of Almirage, so he can summon the princess
Yeah,
back from the graveyard.
makes sense. Is he gonna use the Oak? Because if you use the Oak, I think he accessed the fifth summon. We already saw an aggressive Nibiru in one of our previous rounds, but at the moment, yeah, this doesn't
Yes, it
seem
will
like.
be the fifth summon, but also we hope he can take the target into his hand to play around that.
Exactly.
And we see the Ponyx. And it's very relevant that Karunix is still in the graveyard. So if Princess destroys a monster, Karunix will trigger and he can destroy Kiri.
And he doesn't go for the Oak, so plays back to Dimitris, who is in a rough spot. Yeah, Konami with his back against the wall, gonna try and figure out if there is anything that he can do. Escape, again, it's there. And now he's gonna go and activate the Nightmare Pain once again, just in the previous game. Goes for the effect, and it will resolve. So, ooh, that's a good one. It gets rid of the spirit of Yubel. I'm gonna, try his best to just stay in this game and fight back with all his might. 6 minutes remaining, and he's down 1,000 life points due to his Cosmic. Now he gets the Squirmer.
And Spirit of
Squirmer.
Yubel will trigger since it got
Yep.
destroyed. But as you mentioned, time is clicking, and they run under 6 minutes.
Absolutely, and now we do get the first Yubel of this game 3. Here is where his opponent is gonna have a think. And again, a future match which is gonna come down to the wire, to this game 3 and last few minutes to find out the winner.
It's very important that Giannis has the Nibiru in hand, since Dimitris has activated Cosmic Cyclone. So if you try to push through battle phase for damage, you can just activate in the main phase Nibiru. And I think it will help him a lot.
Now we're gonna use the second effect of opening, and we get the Spirit of Yubel back, which is gonna allow us to set a card which he's gonna think whether it goes for the SP, and it seems like that will be the case. And yeah, gets rid of at least one of the Yubel, preventing another rank 10.
Which were very powerful, as we saw before.
Yeah, and are we gonna finally see the throne, or are we gonna see what? Let's see. I think it's just another copy of the Nightmare Pain, probably added to his hand. Which...
And finally, the throne. So he can take one field monster with 0 attack and defense and either add it, or he can destroy it as he chooses to destroy it right now. So he will destroy Spirit of Yubel to summon back a Yubel from the banish zone, the one that would banish with SP.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, there is the Nibiru back. Well, it seems like he's really trying his best to fight. 3.5 minutes remaining.
And Princess.
Yeah, Princess gonna come down.
It's very important now because Nibiru cannot be summoned from Giannis. Will he choose to activate also Garunix?
Yeah, that's what he's considering right now, and makes sense. He does.
So now he has...
He's basically walling up. The thing is, he has 1,000 life points up, and ooh, another of the old cards. Wow, Yubel Terror Incarnate. We didn't see this yet, but what a way to end this match that would be. And yeah, as you can see here, the Garunix resolves, destroys the Kirin.
And he has so many targets to destroy.
Yeah.
He can also destroy his princess just to have life his Nibiru.
Ooh. But now we can go and access the final piece of the puzzle, can we not? Yeah, we do. So Yubel, the ultimate nightmare, coming down in 2024. And this is a problem.
And I think he entered battle phase. Yes.
Because...
And now his opponent takes all the damage due to
exactly.
the pain.
You get rid of it, and it takes a lot of damage. And there are 2 minutes remaining. Is there a way to prevent this from Giannis?
Giannis didn't know about the second effect of pain.
Exactly.
And caught him off guard.
No way!
And amazing.
No way! No way! What a end of